We are kicking off the 6th season of Castle Talk Radio in the most epic way. I'm Becca, and today Jessica is traveling with her family, so we have a special guest, my partner in crime, Tony.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
Tony, say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Now, Tony has been on the podcast before, but this is kind of like an announcement, is she is joining me in the Theme Park Tips Gals universe. So she will be a main part of the YouTube channel over there. So make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Theme Park Tips Gal, and we'll be seeing you guys over there. And in fact, we just got back from a major trip that we took for that channel. And so, Tony, where'd we go? Nowhere special, right?
Not at all. We went to Epic Universe and it was amazing.
Yeah, so we headed over to Florida.
Like Becca likes to say.
I say epic about everything when I'm talking about Epic Universe. So we headed over to Florida. We did Epic Universe for 3 days. We did spend a half day in the other two parks there, but our focus was Epic Universe. And we did a lot and made a lot of content that's coming out over there on Theme Park Tips Gal. In fact, a couple of the videos are already live by the time you're seeing this. So make sure to check it out. But today we're going to recap it and talk about if it really is epic. You see, I did it again, Tony. Epic.
There it is.
All right. So I think
I love it.
how we should do it. And I think we'll do like kind of our the different lands, and then I'll talk about food as we go through the lands. And also our tips that we have for people in each land. So first tip is to purchase your tickets. Our partners at Getaway today, you can get the best deals by going to getaway.com/castletalk. And that will lock in all of our podcast listeners with our best discounts that we have available. Now, right now, if you book the tickets that you book for Universal Studios, you pick the tickets you want for the other parks, basically, in general. And then they add a free day at Epic Universe. We picked a 1 day park to park, and that added on a free day at Epic. And actually, originally, we'd done like a 3 day park to park with 1 day at Epic. But then they did something really cool, and they released 1 day tickets for Epic. So we changed our plans, right, Tony?
I can't even imagine having only had 1 day at Epic. So I'm so glad. Yeah, it was much better how we did it.
Yes. Now, I definitely think if you just want to do rides at Epic, as long as you purchase the Express Pass as well, I think 1 day could be enough. But there's so much more to Epic Universe than the rides. And we did not have trouble filling all 3 days with stuff. Now, we did take breaks 2 of those days just because it was hot, humid, and there were the afternoon thunderstorms and rain that Florida is known for in the summer. But it was great. Okay, so let's break down park by park, what there is to do, things we ate, and we're going to start with Celestial. I should say park by park. I mean land by land or portal by portal, whatever you want to call it there. But Celestial Park is the main one, comparative to Main Street, but more, I would say, because there are actually rides in this area. So, Tony, why don't you start us out with the rides?
Okay, so one of the big ones that's talked about is Stardust Racers.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, we can go into that later. But anyway,
no, let's go into it. Let's go into it.
And then there's the carousel.
Constellation Carousel. Let's go to Stardust Racers. So it's a dueling or racing coaster, right?
Yes. So cool. And I think the best part is when we wound up racing each other because we did single, right?
No, we split.
No, we wanted to go on different paths.
Mm-hmm.
pass, and we went on different paths. That's what it was. And wound up on opposing trains. And I don't think we could have done that any better.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So with Stardust Racers, they're racing coasters. It is very intense. That's what I will say. I have a motion sickness video coming out, and we'll cover the levels of motion sickness on there. I do want to say it wasn't so much motion sickness as it was picture Mission Space in the more intense one, and how you get that feeling from the G's. Your brain felt that way. Like it was just intense and your brain was rattling and you had like this headache. But once I got off, it went away. How about you?
Well, and I hate Mission Space, the more intense one. I did it one time and I'll never do it again. So I didn't feel like it was as bad as that, because Mission Space, my eyes were like going like this and I couldn't control it and it freaked me out. But this, like the brain rattle was intense, and I definitely had the same thing with my head hurt during it. And I get that on a credit coaster sometimes too, but this was a little bit more.
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't feel like it was quite as bad the second time I rode it, but definitely rattles the brain.
I think that's because, so the first time you tried to put your head forward to see if it'd be better, and that made it worse. So I think that probably the second time you didn't try that. So it might have helped a little.
Yeah, because I was feeling it pretty bad. And so I'm like, well, let's see if that would help. It did not help. Don't do that.
And I think once you know what to expect, you're ready for it.
Yeah.
But it's a special kind of torture.
True.
If you like headaches. But it's still worth it, in my opinion. Really is. Okay, so let's talk about the other one, Constellation Carousel. And if you usually sleep on going on carousels, don't do this on this one. Like, do it, and do it at night.
Yes. At night was so gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like it was okay during the day. And it was cool to see, like, if you watch our Celestial Park video is already out. So if you watch it, you'll see how they like have these cool stained glass that put visuals on the ground and stuff around it. But at night, it's a whole different experience. It's just so beautiful. But those are the only two rides there. They do both offer Express Pass, and we do have stuff coming out about that. We also have a ride guide that we have put together that I will link for you down in the description. And you can get that for free. And we put like the height requirements on it and what you can use to skip lines on each ride. And then I even have like my motion sickness rankings on there that I'm sharing with you guys. So that link will be down in the description. Okay. Food. This is where there's a lot of food. Is this area. And we didn't eat everything because we just couldn't. But we did eat at two different restaurants. The first one, a lot of people have covered, and that was, well, it wasn't the first one we ate at, but the first one I'm going to talk about was Pizza Moon. A lot of people have covered it. Yes, it's delicious. The one I want to cover, though, is the other one that we ate at that not many people are talking about, and that is Atlantic. So get us started on it, Tony.
Well, just even from the moment you walk in, the host stand I thought was really cool, where, I don't know, it reminded me of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I don't know what exactly it was, but that's what it made me think of, the globe that you go down into the sea, and then all the fish, and like the environment is just really beautiful for starters. And then the food was good too.
Yeah. And so one thing to know about this is you do want to make a reservation, and you can do that through the Universal app. I believe it's available. So for us, it wasn't the same because we were booking before the official opening for a date after the official opening. But I believe it's 60 days in advance that you can book that. It's one of two restaurants in the park that they suggest reservations for, the other one being Blue Dragon. One thing, though, is Atlantic. So do know, yes, it is a lot of seafood, a lot of seafood on the menu. I don't like seafood. I am like Ruffna, and I am allergic to fish. Not really, but I say I am, just like she says she is. So I I found stuff though, right, Tony?
You sure did.
Yep.
And it wasn't chicken tenders.
It wasn't chicken tenders either. No, they did have chicken tenders on the menu if you wanted them, but no, I got a filet mignon and it was really good. So I, pregnancy aversions that stick with you, I cannot handle anything that's less than medium well. So I ordered medium well and I looked at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks like it's going to be kind of dry. But it wasn't. It was great. And I didn't even have the sauce on it because I don't like all these aversions I have to certain foods. But it was really good. And you got some really cool things. I can't even remember. What did you get?
I'm trying to remember. I know I got the burrata salad. I can't remember the official full name of it, but it was so gorgeous. It was, oh my gosh, it was such a picture perfect.
What was the ahi dish? The ahi
tartare of some sort.
Okay.
And yeah, and I like a tuna tartare sort of thing. And that was really good too. The only thing I wished it had more of the chips to like scoop it with, because that paired really quickly, because there were only like 3 of them. And I'm like, okay, I can only take like a little tiny piece if I want one with every bite, because there was a lot of the tartare. So, but the flavors were really, really good. There was watermelon in it, which I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this, but it worked. It really did. So it was yummy.
Yeah. And then you also did a mocktail, and I don't remember which one, but they do have mocktails and specialty drinks there as well. But it was really good food, I would say. Also, just our waiter was amazing, and he told us some insider secrets about the park that we're sharing in our videos that we're putting up over on Theme Park Tips Gal. So that was great. We also got a snack at Frosty Moon. Ice cream. Okay. So Frosty Moon, everyone was raving about it. I want your honest, like we didn't like give our opinions much when we were eating it. I want your opinion on it. I think it was like what, $10 was it like $10 for the ice cream?
I can't remember, but it was okay.
It was ice cream.
Like, I didn't think anything special.
Right.
Yeah, it was not worth it.
People that have been saying it's the best ice cream ever. You have to eat a Frosty Moon. It was just soft serve ice cream with stuff sprinkled on top of it. It was not, I mean, now you had strawberry yum. So, I mean, I think they had strawberry yum, vanilla, chocolate. Was that all the 3 that you could choose from? No, there were others.
There was a cheesecake one.
Okay.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Cheesecake flavor. And then you could get the strawberry cheesecake bites or whatever on top of it. But yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
There were like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Flavors.
But it's still just soft serve ice cream. Like I personally would prefer to spend my money on something more unique somewhere else than there. Like it was good. It was ice cream, but it just, to me, it wasn't anything special. So,
no, not at all.
All right. So the other thing that they have there, besides a lot of shops with really cool merch in it, is they have these water fountains all throughout. And the coolest thing, Tony, is that they do shows with these water fountains. So they have a little few daytime ones, but what did we get perfect timing to that first night?
We were coming out of, was it Dark Universe that we were coming out of and walked onto it? And it was just starting, and it was this nighttime show with the lights, and they go through all of the different lands and like the music, and it was incredible. It was so beautiful.
Yeah. So picture watercolor, but there are no projections of pictures, and you can view it from the full, all the way around it. So it was beautiful. They do have tiered lawn seating that you can sit in if you want, but we just walked up at the top, didn't go in the seating area, and we stood by the railing and had a perfect view. So that's really cool. And then at the same time, they also do a light show at the entrance with the Kronos there. But yeah, it was beautiful. Now, I hate to cut it short, but we're already at 15. We're already like halfway through the time we have, and we've got to touch on some other lands. Okay, so next up, let's talk Super Nintendo World, because I think we can do this one pretty quickly. because it's a lot. I mean, there's 2 extra rides from what we have in Hollywood Studios, the Universal Hollywood Studios, sorry, because at Hollywood, we only have Mario Kart. So that ride is exactly the same. The queue's a little different, just in it's bigger and stuff like that, but it is the same ride. The other ride that they have is Yoshi's Adventure, which what is the best ride to compare it to for Disney people?
People mover.
Yeah, definitely the People Mover. Really slow, but it's not as long as the People Mover. It was like, what, maybe 2 minutes?
I do like that it has, yeah, it was not very long. I do like that it has like the interactive thing, but like honestly, once you do it once, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but the views are amazing. So it's just a nice, relaxing thing to do. But we did see it at 75 minutes at one point. I would not wait 75 minutes for that ride. The big difference is from Hollywood Studios is actually Donkey Kong Country, which is a different section of Super Nintendo World. It has the Minecart Madness ride, which you cannot use Express Pass on, but you can use Single Rider on. But people are saying sometimes Single Rider is longer. So take that as you will. And then it also has like some merch, but it has the DK float, and we tried that. And it was good. I mean, we thought people overhyped it a little bit, right? I shouldn't say we. I should say you.
Yeah.
You're the one that had it.
Yeah, I did think it was overhyped, and I wish that I didn't taste any of the banana. I wish that would have been like a banana soft serve instead of pineapple, because I think the combo would have been a little bit better with the toffee and the caramel. I just feel like banana goes better than pineapple. It was a little weird for me with that, but it wasn't bad. It did taste good, but I wouldn't get it again.
Yeah. Okay, so got to move on because we're in a hurry here. Okay, next portal we'll talk about Dark Universe. This one's cool. So I was on a conversation on Threads, and someone was saying, I think my kid's going to be too chicken to do Dark Universe. I don't think that's the case. Like, it's a little eerier at night, but I think if you go during the day, they can do the land. But I wouldn't take them on a specific ride because it was not the motion, not anything like that. It was creepy. And what ride was that?
Monsters Unchained.
Yeah.
Not for little kids that are there easily.
No, like I honestly, so you can't film on this ride. In fact, they don't let you film on almost any ride. There's only like, I think 2 that they let you film on: Constellation Carousel and Yoshi's. But it is like it has some jump scare type stuff, but it also has just like really creepy looking monsters doing things that you're like, okay. I mean, they're not anything super bad, but it's like, if you don't understand it, yeah. So I would definitely maybe ride first or talk to, it's really hard to say because like, I don't even think my 15-year-old might like it, but my 10-year-old's definitely not. So, also over there, we have Curse the Werewolf, and that was fun. Like I was actually shocked that I liked that one as much as I did, even with my motion sickness. So our motion sickness video is coming out soon on Theme Park Tips Gal. Make sure you watch that. But I did one time on every ride without any help from like motion sickness medicine or anything. So I was expecting to like be done with because of it, because of what people had said online that have motion sickness. And it wasn't that bad for me, honestly. So, and I think kids could do that one because there's not really scary stuff that jumps out at you or anything. It's just a ride, and it does spin a little. It reminds me of, different rides I've been on at different theme parks. Tony Hawk, I think that was in Six Flags.
I was going to say Lagoon. Is it Bat at Lagoon?
Yeah, something like that. And then
kind of
not very far, I might compare it to a tamer version of Sierra Sidewinder. I think Sierra Sidewinder is more intense than this. So that just kind of gives you an idea. All right, let's move on. We did something really cool, a really cool experience in Dark Universe. Tony, what did we do?
We did the monster makeup experience.
Yeah, it was so fun, guys. And it's really fun that I posted things that Disney needs to learn from Universal on my Instagram and shared it to Threads. And on Threads, people kept going, oh, you paid $150 for face paint. And I'm like, no, I didn't actually. I only paid $49. The face makeup is only $49. Now, if you want the outfit, Tony did the full makeover. That is more expensive. That's closer to $160, $170. But they give you a full outfit. Like you got a dress, gloves, and a wig on yours. Yeah. So, but the thing is, it's different than getting face paint. One, they're not using face paint. They're using actual stage makeup. It is not as itchy and gross as face makeup tends to be. They're doing really cool 3D effects. These are all people that have trained. I talked to my artist while she was doing my face, and they have all been trained in stage makeup. So this isn't just going and getting your face painted. It's a much cooler experience. You're in it, an air-conditioned area, things like that. The downside is if you do like to take adult beverages, you cannot do so after you do this because can't card you and ID you. So there's that. The other thing is that a lot of the rides in Epic Universe use lockers. You have to put all of your belongings in lockers, and they do not recognize their facial recognition lockers. They do not recognize you, but what you can do is you can use the barcode on your room key and scan that to get assigned a locker and to pick up your stuff instead. So just be aware of that.
Just make sure you take it on the ride with you.
Yeah, don't put it in the locker. Okay, now food. We ate at Das Steakhouse, and that was really good. And the theming was so well done. So well done.
I loved it.
Yeah. I think it was one of my top 3 things food-wise is Das Steakhouse.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we also went to the Burning Blade Tavern. We did not drink anything there, but I had to get the garlic steak.
Hunter's garlic steak.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. In my opinion, Tony doesn't like garlic that much, so she didn't try it. Anyways.
I like it. I just don't like lots of it.
Okay. Next up, we got to keep moving along. Ministry of Magic. Okay. So this one's fun. There's only one ride, and it is the Battle at the Ministry. You're going to have to watch the motion sickness one on that one. Don't go on it if you get motion sickness without watching that video. This one gets a huge long wait. It does not offer express pass. It does offer single rider. But the cool thing about this is you don't have to ride to go into the Ministry of Magic. So you can go and you can do the traveling by flu and all that kind of stuff without riding the ride, because the regular line starts usually right at the entrance, right? Or sometimes it's backed up even more. But there's a sign that says Metro Flu and single rider, and you're going to go on that. There's no line. That's not an official line. It's just to get to the Metro Flu. After you go through the Metro Flu and you're in the Ministry of Magic area, at the other side of that room is where the single rider line actually starts. So you can free walk around there some and enjoy it. So if that's more what you care about, then you can do that. Now, thoughts on the ride real quick, Tony.
I thought it was really cool. Don't get me wrong. I just was, with all of the talk and everything and people waiting so long for it, I didn't think it was worth a really long wait. I think it's a great ride. I would love to see the rest of the queue. We'd kind of bypass that, but the ride itself was cool, but not 3-hour wait cool.
Yeah. So in our ride guide, we're also giving the suggested max amount of time we think you should wait for a ride, based on how long it is, how like amazing or innovative it is, all that kind of stuff. So again, that is down in the description. It is totally free. You just click the link, it asks for your email, and then we send it to you. So, you can either download it or print it, whatever you want to do. All right. Ministry Magic also, it's lots of wand activations, all that kind of stuff. Again, Theme Park Tip Scout, we're going to have so much coverage of, we're doing each land separately, plus some of the extra experiences. So definitely check it out. We did not try the butterbeer crepe. That's the big thing that people are talking about. Tony opted not to. When we first heard there's going to be a butterbeer crepe, you were like, I have to get that. I may even want it a couple times. And then you've changed your mind since then.
I did, because I saw it posted about so much and everybody was talking about how sweet it is and like really, really good, but really sweet. And I have a hard time with super sweet desserts. And I definitely couldn't do it in the morning. I don't know how people could do that as a breakfast item. And so there was another option on there that I was like, this one sounds more up my alley.
Yeah. And nobody's been really covering it because everyone's focused on the butterbeer one. So we're putting that in our Everything We Ate at Epic Universe video. And you'll have to tune into that to see what it is. Okay, there's lots of wand activations, but there's just the one ride. There is a show though. And it's the Le Cirque,
Yes.
Our Canoe. Our Canoe. It doesn't look like our canoe. It looks like our
Perfect.
anus.
It does not.
But we asked, someone finally knew how to say it. A couple people didn't. And they're like, oh no. But when we asked, because we asked before we rode the ride, and like, oh, so like our canoe, like we have a canoe together. Okay, now I can remember it. But yeah. And we went into it with two different backgrounds. Tony has watched Fantastic Beasts, all those movies. I have not. And so I've only watched the original series. And I gotta say, even if you haven't watched those ones or know anything about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, it is an amazing show. Amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think people look at the tent or the entrance or whatever or think, oh, it's just a circus show. It is not. Like, it is not. It is so good.
So good. Is. And it is kind of like you go in and you feel like you're in the like sideshow circus type thing. But the actual show and story is something different. So definitely worth a watch. Okay. Oh man, I feel like we're racing through this, but we just don't have much time. All right.
I'm going to add one more thing just about the Ministry of Magic area. With the wands, a lot of people were asking if their wands from like California will work there, and they do. So I just want to put that out there. They do work. You don't have to have the second generation in order for you to do stuff there. And if you buy one over there, it should work. Not the second generation, but the regular should work in California.
Yeah. And there are some activations that require second generation, but we didn't really come across any that when we were doing some. We didn't do all of the activations, but we didn't come across any that needed that. Okay. Isle of Berk. I could do a whole episode just on Isle of Berk. I could probably do like 3 episodes on it. So we're going to quickly cover the rides. We have Dragon Racer Rally, which is surprising to me that that's the one you can't use Express Pass on. And there's no single rider because they're all individual vehicles. Hiccup Swing Gliders and Fire Drill. So really quick, Dragon Rally, like I said, there's no cut the line options. It's a very short ride. Like I expected it to be longer. I definitely would do it once.
Yeah.
But yeah, not as exciting as you would think it'd be for not having Express Pass. All right.
No, not at all.
Hiccup Swing Gliders is really cool. It is faster than I expected. It was pretty fast, like as far as how fast the roller coaster goes. So, wasn't expecting that, but it was good. And then there's Fire Drill.
Oh, yes.
We had to change after Fire Drill because we were soaked.
Full on buckets of water right over your head.
Yes. This isn't like, I mean, I would, it's up there with Grizzly River Run, like when you're the one that's at the opening, like that's, yeah. Okay. That's where it's at. Yeah, we were soaked. So
Yeah.
also in there,
On a hot day.
yeah. And it was fine. Like, I think we probably could have stayed in our clothes longer, but we were going places to cover things and we didn't want to be drenched. Okay.
Yeah.
So also in here, food wise, they have Mead Hall, which was good, right? That's when you had the fish sandwich. Yeah. I didn't eat there, but I wish I had once I saw the kids' meals because there's coming this cute Viking boats.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And then we also ate at Spitfire Grill. And it was good, but it wasn't great. At least yours. Like, you feel like maybe you just got a bad one or something. And also we took pictures and video forever before we ate our food. So sometimes that plays into it. But that's what you got. And I got the regular creamy mac and cheese cone thing. And it was good. But mine, the bread was so thick that there was barely any mac and cheese in it. So, but other than that, I mean, it was good. I would eat there again. I just would prioritize somewhere else, I think. And then, I'm sorry we're moving through this so quick because we are way over our time, but we also did the show, which amazing. Like, it really, that's the other thing. I hope Disney prioritizes these types of shows and live entertainment and not just putting someone on a stage with what looks like a shower curtain mermaid tail from what I've seen of the new mermaid show from everyone. I've heard the villains one is way better, but it had, like, think about back to when we had Aladdin at the Hyperion Theater and how they would come over with the carpet. I mean, you had Hiccup on Toothless flying all around the theater, and it was amazing.
It really was. And some of these things make me emotional. This one definitely had me emotional. Just seeing, I'm like in awe of what was happening in front of me. It was so, so good. Probably my favorite show I've ever seen in any theme park, honestly.
That's a bold statement. Okay.
I stand by it.
Okay. Yeah. I might have to agree. I mean, we're going to see the villains one, hopefully, when we go to Walt Disney World later this year, but I might have to agree with that. Okay. So there's one more thing we did, and we've been sitting here telling you how all these things aren't worth the wait. And we waited 85 minutes for a character meet and greet. 85. Actually, we ended up waiting more than 85 because right before they were going to have us go to there's like the main waiting line and then the you're almost there line. Someone scared Toothless and he froze. And so they had to calm him down. So that took a little while, but I would wait maybe even 2 hours for that because it was the coolest thing. What was it, Tony?
The meet and greet with Toothless. And I feel like we got so lucky because not everybody's going to have the same experience we did. But like, even so, we were so lucky with everything that went down.
Yeah. And so I am going to put some like context in that video when we do our Isle of Burke video. But basically, we ended up having a really good conversation with Astrid while they calmed Toothless down. And then Hiccup had not been with Toothless, but he showed up right when we got there. And then our photographer was missing. And so we got to talk to him, and then Astrid came back. And so we talked for quite a while. And then we got to finally pet and meet Toothless and do all that fun stuff. So it was amazing. It, like, you think, oh my gosh, it's just a animatronic. No, I don't care. That is Toothless. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forget that it's anything but the real thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. So that's Isle of Burke. It was I mean, I say that's Isle of Burke, but there's so much more to it because the land is just so beautifully done. The colors, there's animatronic dragons throughout the land. You can't put it into words. So you're going to have to watch that video when it comes out in Theme Park Tips Gal, because I took a lot of video in that park. All right. So Tony, let's tell everyone our final thoughts on Epic Universe. So you go first.
If there's any way to make it happen for your family or for your trip, if you're going to be over there, I would. I loved it so much, especially Isle of Burke alone. Like, that was worth it. But everything else, like, I could go on and on about each area. Isle of Burke was my favorite, but all the others were fantastic as well. It's an amazing park.
It is. And I'm going to have to use it. It was epic. Anyways, so our suggestion is to purchase your tickets through Getaway Today at getawaytoday.com/castletalk to get those deals. But guess what? Getaway Today can also sell you the one-day tickets for Epic Universe. And Epic Universe, its Express Pass is not included with the Express Pass for the other parks or the Express Pass that you get when staying at a deluxe hotel. You have to purchase it separately. If you're only doing one day, invest in it, purchase it. It is worth it. If you're only doing one day, if you're doing more than one day, you could probably get away with not doing it. So if that's how you prefer to spend your money, that's fine. Adding extra days, but definitely purchase it for the day that you are going, and purchase it early because the price gets more expensive as you get closer. I think we paid around $170 per person for the Express Pass. And we were talking to people that they had looked a week before and it was over $300. So definitely purchase it early. You can do that through Getaway Today as well. And Tony, let's go back. When can we go back again together?
I know, I'm already like, I feel like there's still things we didn't see.
All right. Well, we have gone way over our time, but we hope you enjoyed this episode. And during the summer episodes, we are going to have some amazing guests on Castle Talk Radio. So be sure that you are subscribed and leave us a comment letting us know what you are most looking forward to at Epic Universe.